If someone, somewhere, already cracked the code and decided the rest of us were better off not knowing? Others believe this case may have been intentionally buried. If intelligence agencies were involved, they would have ensured no trail. They would have discouraged deeper digging. They may have even planted misinformation in the press. The Tamám Shud Cipher, the code no one can crack a dead man on an Australian beach. A torn scrap of paper in his pocket. A phrase from ancient poetry, Tamám Shud. It is finished. But what if it wasn't? What if that phrase wasn't a farewell, but a signal? A final key to something buried deep in the Cold War's fog? Because in that man's hidden pocket, police also found a book. And in that book, they found a code, one no one has ever cracked. To this day, it remains one of the greatest unsolved ciphers of the 20th century. This is not just about a man who died. It's about what he may have known, what he may have been hiding, and what secret message might still be waiting, just out of reach. Scene 1. A hidden note, a missing identity. Let's rewind to the facts. 1948, an unidentified man, now known as the Somerton Man, was found dead on a beach near Adelaide. No ID. No labels, no passport. He carried a tiny scrap of paper in a hidden trouser pocket, reading only Tamám Shud. Persian. It is finished. That phrase was traced to a rare copy of the Rubaiyat by Omar Khayyam, a copy that mysteriously turned up in an unlocked car just blocks from the beach. And in that book, a coded message written faintly in the back, a puzzle that's never been solved. Scene 2. The cipher. The code, simple at a glance, reads WRGOABABDMLIAOIWTBIMPANETPMLIABOAIIQCITTMTSAMSTGAB, mere 5 lines of jumbled letters. No punctuation, no numbers, no clear language. And yet, experts say it has structure. The repetition of MLIA hints at a pattern. The balance between vowels and consonants is unusual. The spacing may be significant, but even the best cryptographers, military, academic, independent, have failed to crack it. Was it a one-time pad cipher, a book cipher where letters reference lines in the Rubaiyat, or something else entirely? Scene 3. The Cold War context. To understand the cipher, you must understand the era, the dawn of the Cold War. The world had split in two: East versus West spies versus spies' secrets versus survival. Australia, a key U.S. ally, was home to several covert facilities, including the Woomera Test Range, naval communication stations, and early SIGINT, signal intelligence posts. And guess what? Adelaide, the site of the Somerton man's death, was near military installations, vital to Anglo-American intelligence sharing. If he was a spy, he was in the right place and the right time to be killed for what he knew. Scene 4. Spycraft Clues. Several strange details about the Somerton man seem to align with classic intelligence tradecraft. The secret pocket where the note was found. The lack of labels, a method used to obscure identity. The American-made aluminum comb in his suitcase, unusual in Australia. His physical fitness, especially his calves, consistent with military training or ballet, both common spy covers. He also had no hat, unusual in 1940s fashion. Was he in disguise? The method of death, likely poison, but no substance was ever found. Only 2 poisons known at the time could kill without trace: digitalis, strophanthin, both rare, both deadly, both used by spies. Scene 5. Joe Thomson and the phone number. Remember the book? The one where the code was found? Inside it was a local phone number, traced to a woman named Joe Thomson, a nurse living just blocks from where the body was discovered. Joe denied knowing the man, but when shown a plaster cast of his face, she was visibly shaken. So disturbed, she refused to look again. She had once given a copy of the Rubaiyat to a man named Alf Boxall, who turned out to be alive and in perfect health. But the coincidence deepens. Her daughter later revealed Joe may have had Soviet connections. She spoke Russian. She was involved in left-wing politics. And Joe's own son shared rare dental and ear features with the dead man. Was the Somerton man his father? Scene 6. Code-breaking efforts. Over the decades, professional and amateur code-breakers have tried to solve the cipher. It was submitted to Australian Naval Intelligence, Oxford University linguists, CIA analysts, and most recently, AI-based decryption tools. No success. But patterns persist. Some believe the cipher is a mnemonic device, with each letter standing for a word, a shortened form of verses from the Rubaiyat, a dead drop instruction list. One intriguing possibility, that it's a one-time pad cipher, impossible to solve without the original encryption key. In other words, it was never meant to be cracked by anyone but the recipient. And if that recipient is dead, so is the message. Scene 7. Modern forensics and DNA clues. In 2021, the Somerton man was exhumed. His DNA was tested and matched to a man named Carl Charles Webb, an engineer from Melbourne. But who was Webb? He left no records after 1947. His marriage had collapsed. He vanished from the public eye. And there is no evidence linking him to Adelaide. If he was Carl Webb, what was he doing with a spy-like code in a hidden pocket, a military-style poison in his body, and a possible link to a woman with Soviet ties? Nothing adds up. Theory 1. A failed spy operation. Perhaps Carl Webb was a low-level courier or agent. He carried a message, fell into the wrong hands, and was eliminated. The code, a dead drop location. The Rubaiyat, a cipher key. The Tamám Shud note, a signal that the mission had ended or failed. Theory 2, a coded suicide. Some say the man took his own life. The code was a personal poem or note, meaningful only to him. The Tamám Shud was literal, but that fails to explain the intense secrecy, the spy tools, and if the cipher ever held sensitive information, the truth may still be classified. A man dies, a message remains. No name, no motive, no closure, just a cipher, staring back at us across 75 years. Unread, unbroken, unforgiving. What if the key was lost with his last breath? Or worse, what if someone, somewhere, already cracked the code and decided the rest of us were better off not knowing?